Stu.
Hey friends, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been not bad actually. It's been fairly steady work-wise, which is nice. No
Love that.
manic deadlines or anything trying to
Oh,
keep
is
up
there
with it.
anything better?
Just all plodding along smoothly. I don't want to I'm almost nervous about saying it. Touch all the wood.
Yeah, no jinxing.
How about you?
Yeah, great. I mean, we've been busy, haven't we? We've been working on a lot of different things, and which is good.
It's all exciting things.
I'm not complaining in the slightest, but sometimes, when you've been sort of working on so many different things for like a few days and it just pickles your brain a bit, but absolutely thrilled with all of it. I'm not complaining.
No.
Like it a lot.
You've been working very, very hard.
Thank you, darling.
I've enjoyed your work.
As have you.
Well, I've just been like, la la la, trying new things.
That's always you.
Yeah, very mainly. La la la, skipping along.
So what are we gonna be chatting about today? Well, actually, I'll tell you because you are going to be doing the bulk of this. So
okay, go on then.
You're going to be helping us non-techies. I mean,
non-techies.
We don't
mere humans.
Mere mortals. You're going to help us demystify CSS a little bit. Tell us what it is, what it's all about.
I'm going to make you a pro in 10 minutes.
Oh, I think you can. Yeah. So, first things first. What is CSS?
Yeah, so CSS, it's not a programming language, but it stands for Cascading Style Sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Very tricky for me to say.
Cascading Style Sheets.
Yes. And what that is style sheets. So this applies styles.
Mm-hmm.
So there's colours, fonts, kind of spacing. It applies it to websites.
Right, okay. So is it different from HTML?
Yes. So HTML, which is hypertext markup language.
So
that one is not as obvious what it does. But the way that I like to think of it is that HTML is the content.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the images, the text, everything, but there's no styles.
Okay.
Nothing comes with it out the box.
So is that like when you hit like a website that isn't working very well and it's just like a white page with a load of like black serif text on?
Yes.
So that's just the HTML?
Exactly, yeah. So if it's all kind of like just reams of information, here's an image, here's a big block of text, no colours, no styles.
Yeah.
That's it. And then you add the CSS style sheets to it, and then it makes it beautiful.
Okay, so we kind of got like the building blocks, which is HTML, and then like the curtains and the carpets and stuff.
So the content and then the styles. Yeah.
Love that.
Very separate, yeah.
So is CSS something that we use in Squarespace?
Yes. Yeah. So Squarespace comes with their own CSS so that buttons look good, and so that you have a nice header and a footer, and everything has like general spacing rules. And then obviously in the settings, you can then say, and I apply these colours and apply this font. And so it does it behind the hood, but there is an option to add your own styles. So if you want that little bit extra, or if you want some more animations or something different, you can add it in there.
So CSS, and I have not touched CSS in years, so excuse my rudimentary knowledge. You kind of target HTML elements, don't you?
Yes.
You mention the HTML element that you want to...
Pause. HTML element is... how would you describe an HTML element?
So a HTML element is something like that singular header, or like a paragraph,
a header,
a block of text.
Image, a block of text. Yeah. Just so it's
a button.
Clear. A button, yeah.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would target one of those specific pieces of the HTML puzzle and style it with CSS.
Yes, so you can either grab all of it, so you could say all the text, I want it to be red. You can do it for everything on there. All the buttons, I want it to be like this. Or you can say this particular single button, I want it to be green.
Right, okay, so you can target all buttons as a whole.
Yeah.
One specific button. Yeah. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, well that's easy enough.
Yeah.
So when we're working with CSS in Squarespace, is it something that you have to do? If you want to have a Squarespace website, do you have to know how to use a bit of CSS?
No, definitely not. As I said, it comes with a load of really nice styles out the box, and it has a kind of click and drag interface. And with that, so as you're saying, I want a big header here and I want an image here, it allows you to add styles to there without any code. So you're kind of clicking options such as I want round corners or something like that, or for it to be bigger. And it will generate those styles under the hood, but you don't need to know or do anything with it, and you don't need to see it ever, which is nice. Yeah,
that's
takes
pretty
away
handy.
everything for it. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So, in theory, say, okay, so let's say, I know this is going to be very hard for you to imagine. Say you don't know any amount of code, all right?
Yeah.
You are like a virtual assistant.
I'm you. You do know code.
I know like 3 different code things, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a face, but I don't know anything. Right. Can you create your own Squarespace website?
Yes. Yeah. As simple as that. You don't need to have any extra.
Yeah.
But if you want something a bit jazzier, or as I said, Squarespace is very good at saying all of the text be this, all of the images be this.
Yeah.
However, if you want only on this particular area or button, I want you to do this, then, it gives you a bit more freedom. But as I said, Squarespace does most of it by just allowing you to click things and design it how you like without knowing any code.
It's very clever, isn't it?
It's so
It's
smart.
a very clever system. Okay, so we're going to go back to being a complete non-codey, non-techie person.
Yeah.
And let's say that... Okay, so I will give a real life example because I did this all on my own. I was so proud of myself.
Yes.
There was like a H3 tag. So that is like a 3rd level heading. So because when you work in HTML, you have like the text hierarchies. You have to be careful about the way that you use headings for SEO purposes.
Yeah.
But I had like a H2 or a H3, but I wanted it to be massive.
Yes.
So I didn't want to turn it into a H1 because I knew that would mess up the hierarchy.
Yeah.
So I targeted that specific piece and I just literally found a blog. I Googled how to make specific text bigger on Squarespace, and a really informative blog came up, and I literally copy and pasted a code snippet into Squarespace.
Yeah, and it broke.
No, it didn't. Don't let us scare you.
No.
But like, it can be as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be, and we've got blog posts as well on our website that is saying, I think ours is like some animations for buttons and animations for the header, and it is a copy and paste. You copy this, put it in there, and then you can change the colours and things like that. Because the other nice thing as well, because it's only a style sheet, it's not the content, it's very hard to break your website. And because of how a lot of these editors are made, so Squarespace and Shopify, if you put in code that doesn't work, or it's broken, or it's missing something, it will just not work. It doesn't break the rest of the site.
Yeah.
It just doesn't apply those styles.
Oh, so that's like all that will happen.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could make things overlap and it doesn't quite look right, but it's very difficult to kind of break it.
You're not going to like irreparably damage
your
website.
And you can always delete it. Like in the styles, you can always say, "Oh, that obviously didn't work," because I thought, so
off it goes.
Yeah, I will kind of remove that. But yeah, it's a safe kind of exploration, I would say, into kind of design and code. Yeah,
love that. So say, we've got like a business owner that wants to just add a couple of little tweaks to their Squarespace website. What would be the process that you would recommend?
So I guess it depends. I mean, a really nice one, which we get a lot as well, is having like a nice hover on navigation makes it a bit more interactive, and buttons, because they're your call to action. There's where you want people to be looking at and be tempted to click. And a good way of tempting someone to click something, because we all love a lovely button, is to have some sort of animation on hover to make it more
engaging, isn't it?
Yes. So I think they're an easy one. And then I would just say Google, as you said, like Google, CSS button animation, but do make sure that you put whether it's Squarespace or Shopify, because that does change the code and underlying of it.
Yeah, it does. And also, when I was doing a couple of little CSS tweaks on our website, you have to use like a Google Chrome plugin thing, don't you? So that you can, because you don't get access to like the back end code when you've got a Squarespace website. I mean, you do, because you know how to dive in there. I don't know how to do that.
I was about to say, I don't know what you're on about. Like a plugin. I was like, what on earth were you using?
I use something called Square Blocker.
Right, okay.
And so what it does is you it's just like a Chrome extension.
Yeah.
And you click it on, and then it tells you the like tag name of each specific like block.
Yeah.
So then you can copy and paste that.
And then say for this button, which is like ID, blah, 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 blah.
Yes, exactly.
Put it in.
So you target that specific element within your Squarespace site to add the change. Because otherwise,
that's good,
like you said, I would have changed all of the H2 or 3 tags in the website to be absolutely enormous.
The one thing to be aware of with that, though, is that if you move that button, I know, as we break our own site, if you move that button or what you styled, there's a good chance that ID will change.
Okay.
So that will, but again, it won't break it. It just means those styles will no longer be applied.
Okay.
So it's a low risk again, but it's something to be aware of.
Yeah, I think that's what I like so much about the occasional CSS tweak, is that it's easy to find. If you know what you're trying to achieve, people just post these code snippets for free.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything. And it's really low risk.
Yeah.
It's really low pressure. So, yeah, I think we should write a few of those blogs ourselves so that people have the freedom to sort of make a couple of those fun little changes.
Yeah, we've got a couple on our website already.
We do. Yeah. And it is exciting, isn't it? There is something really satisfying.
Yeah, of like seeing it and being able to change and to play around with it. But I think there's lots, because the button animation is one thing, but you can also add... but then it goes a bit further into plugins as well, because then you can add like confetti when you click a button. You can have a color change on like the whole website when you do something.
Yeah.
So you can go a lot further with it. But I recommend little button hovers are always lovely to play around with.
Maybe a start. We'll leave the plugins to you for now, I think.
Yeah. I'll do a course on it. Yeah.
Well, that was fun. Definitely check out our blog posts on little CSS tweaks. We have a few of those ready to go. I know Louise is working hard on some plugins at the moment.
Yeah.
They are looking wicked.
Oh, I just love making things move and jump and
it's
confetti. Confetti. Do you love a bit of confetti?
Oh, well, that was fun. Thanks, babe.
Anytime.